Hello and welcome. Good evening and good afternoon, depending on what coast you're on. Um, my name is Jonesy, and we are the Untold Stories Project. This is our recurring Born of Rage, our Werewolf the Apocalypse game, set in White Wolf's World of Darkness. I am the storyteller for this evening. A quick note for those unfamiliar with the World of Darkness: it is a horror setting where players take on the role of monsters, and these fine folk being our uh, pack of bloodthirsty werewolves. Uh,
I resemble that remark.
um,
I prefer wily werewolves.
Mm. Me
those are
neither.
coyotes. Um, in this,
They exist.
so, since this is a werewolf game set in the World of Darkness, that is a horror setting, and so we will be dealing with blood, gore, and other elements of horror, including psychological horror and body horror. Along with that, we are dealing with this season with a story arc revolving around a young guru who have not taken to the change very well and who are dealing with the mental stresses and impact on their lives from that. So there is some mental health elements that are coming up in this season storyline. So if that's something you're not comfortable with, we totally understand, and we hope you check out one of our other great games that we're running. But if you are comfortable with that sort of content, welcome and thank you for joining us. If you'd like a Werewolf the Apocalypse, World of Darkness, or any of the other coolness of the dark and spooky variety, we do encourage you to tell your friends about our stream if you think they'll join it too, and give us a like and follow and all that cool stuff, since that helps us bring more and more content to you. With that, I'd like to have our illustrious players introduce themselves. Can you tell us your name, your character's name, and tribe? And
For sure.
yeah, yeah, we'll do with that. We won't give you any extras tonight. So yeah,
Well, I'm Alex, and I will be playing Darren, who is a Yeta Fenris Arun, former New York City homicide detective turned pack alpha of the Trail Mix pack.
I'm Travis. I play Oliver, Bonar Thairge, born a Metis, which means he was born to two Garu parents. He is largely the connection the pack has to an insider for the Werewolf Society.
I'm Aaron. I'm playing Kennedy. Kennedy is a Fianna Galliard, which means that she is one of the storytellers and poets of Guru Society. She used to be an Irish dancer in her, hey, I'm not yet, don't yet know I'm a werewolf life, and she's, still dealing with the everything that she lost by becoming a werewolf.
Hello, guys. My name is Brian. I am playing Killian. He has a concussion. He is a Ragabash glass walker, and he is currently picking that glass out of his legs right now.
Does Killian know he's a glass walker? He might be a Bonar now.
He's put it together.
He's a Galliard Bonar. Let's go. Wait, we need a Philodox.
We don't want Killian to be a Philodox.
I would love Killian to be a Philodox.
so a couple of days ago, our young pack was on a mission to aid the Sept of the Green in New York City, which is actually their home territory. As of now, they find themselves back in Wyoming at the Valkenburg Foundation in the Director of Operations office, sitting across a rather sturdy looking, imposing dark wooded desk of dark wood with a rather stern looking glasswalker sitting across from them.
And we are trying to explain the nature of the gas leak that happened in New York City a couple days ago.
Or
And
about
mostly,
the guy
most-
we were supposed to retrieve is now very dead. Yeah.
Look, all right, we quested. We might be the vanquishing pack of Valkenburg Foundation.
So,
do we get the silver starred you tried sticker? At this point, that's all I can ask for.
What's
Frowny face.
what's the gentleman's name, Jonesy?
this is Victor Helms.
Victor Helms. Well, Victor, we we were dispatched to New York City, like you guys said, and well, we conducted an investigation into the whereabouts of Mr. Masters, and we found him staging a coup using various gangs throughout New York City to try and take revenge on the Sept of the Green. We have reason to believe that he was working with leeches in the city to further consolidate his power before launching into said revolution using his gangsters. We came into conflict with him, and unfortunately, he was killed before we could retrieve him for additional therapy here at the Foundation.
And with that, he reaches into a folder, opens up the folder, a little folder on his desk, and spins the 8x10 black and white photo and slides it across the desk to you. It looks like a picture of a rather mangled car wreck.
Mm-hmm. That looks familiar, yes.
That me in the passenger seat?
To be fair, it was mostly like that. It was mostly like that. The car was mostly like that when we found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Oliver here was able to use one of his gifts to get this vehicle up and running, and we were able to subdue Mr. Masters' means of escape by high velocity collision.
At the time, he was attempting to go to the Sept of the Green with his large number of gang members.
Mr. Masters was not in the car when I crashed into the other one. I should make that clear.
Oh, no, because he was on the roof of our car.
Darren was
yeah.
driving, yes.
Yeah, because he jumped through their windshield onto our car before you crashed.
Form in the middle of Times Bloody Square.
It was not Times Square.
That was
close.
after we caught it on fire, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to violate a Cairn.
Yeah. What Oliver said, the Karen.
And ripped the cover right off the veil.
And the hood of our car.
I mean, he was basically successful about that part, but you know.
Well, no, I mean, the ripping the hood off the car, yes.
No, the
But-
veil part.
Well, no, I think we
Just
covered
because
it fairly well.
Just because it's covered does not mean it wasn't torn.
What is the story they're telling the public about what happened?
Gang members, PCP.
Gas leak.
Slashers.
Most people probably didn't even remember the Krinos Garus.
Most, but and he reaches down and brings up what looks like a slightly folded newspaper and slaps it down in front of you, and it's a picture of a restaurant with a very blurry picture of what could possibly, if you squint hard enough, be a Krinos Guru.
Oh, come on. That's tabloid shit. Like,
Wait, I got this. Enhance.
That is
Doesn't
a
technically
member
work.
of the Sept of the Green named Hack Talon, who was there to seek revenge on Mr. Masters without our direction or permission.
and we subdue him free of cost.
We did. I shot him very many times with silver bullets.
That's
You
not
should-
making our
you
case
should-
stronger.
We went out of our way to
You should
protect.
absolutely avoid shooting our kind with silver bullets. It's considered a intention to murder.
But he did break the veil, so isn't
Uh,
that?
No, he is. We are not Philodoxes. We do not get to just establish punishment on Garu who break the veil.
He came at me. He had a knife.
You can recover from a knife.
You can't recover from Krynos claws, though, right?
Absolutely, you can.
Oh, okay.
But I was in my bleeding form, so we had to take action.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying
My-
what we did was wrong. I'm saying don't shoot him. Don't use silver on other Garu.
My intention was to contain the veil breach as quickly as possible.
Can we redact that? There were no silver bullets involved in this instance.
Victor just kind of puts his hand into his palm. Very well. But we definitely need, and as he starts to go into what you expect to be a rather long little tirade. You hear a knock, knock, knock at the door,
Oh, thank
and
God.
the door opens up,
Housekeeping.
and on the other side, you see one of the staff members poking their head in. You recognize her as um, Leslie Thomas. She's the chief veterinarian of the Valkenburg Foundation.
Leslie Tompkins works for the Worm.
What?
She takes care of that bat in Gotham City.
Thomas. Leslie Thomas.
So confused.
So, and she kind of pokes her head in. She's like, "Oh, Victor, are you done? I definitely need their assistance if you can spare them."
Are we done, Victor?
I will be submitting a full report, Victor. You can definitely take a look in that when I turn it in.
Very well, thank you, Darren. Yeah. I think I've had all I can take for the day anyway.
Oh,
I mean,
boy,
that's
I get
fair.
to go do some police paperwork again.
There will be a lot of that,
So,
especially if you work for Glasswalkers.
so with that, she kind of pushes the door open a little bit more, all the way open. So, and then kind of steps out to make way so you can follow behind her.
We do so.
We do.
She'll kind of lead you over to the kitchen. She's gonna get a snack. And she's like, I was hoping you can do me a favor if you don't mind. I
Not
know
at
you
all.
just recently got back, but we do have a young pack that's nearby. I was hoping that you could go look in on them, at least. And she like kind of turns. At least you, Kenny, if you could check in. At least, if not the
No, of
group of
course.
you.
Absolutely.
Are they in danger?
No, we just do check in on them time to time. They were former patients, and so they live nearby, but they don't venture very far out. But they have adjusted as best they can. So
No, absolutely. Is there anything we need to know before we go check on them?
it's for lupus, and they're rather on the shy side.
Well, the one time Naga's not sitting, not around.
Right.
It's noted.
Yeah, we should be able to make friends and let them get more in touch with all their lupus sides.
Yeah. Let's go get a bag of cheddar cheese and go talk some dogs.
How does our kind feel about peanut butter?
Food is food generally, as long as it's not like worm tainted, which is a surprising lot of fast food.
Right.
That
So,
checks out.
where should we be heading?
So, there's a small patch of woods not far from here, and she kind of gives you some directions. She'll kind of do a really loose little note, kind of a scribble map. They shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'm hoping, but I know you haven't really interacted with them yet, so I was kind of hoping you can take this time to kind of meet them and interact a little bit and deal with that. I do know that you also wanted to speak to one of the Right Master from the nearby Sept, so I've arranged for them to stop by this evening if that's okay with the pack.
No,
For us,
Awesome. So with that, she leaves you with she pours herself another cup of coffee and leaves you with the little directions to where the small pack of lupus lives.
coffee. We head out.
Yep. We should probably head out there in lupus form. If they're all lupus born, it'll probably make them more comfortable.
If they're Garu, probably won't matter as long as they know we're coming.
Well, they're Garu, but they're also Garu who are former patients, so they may not be necessarily the most stable. I think if we approach, it's probably the best way to appear friendly-like.
Do you know how Garu approach each other?
We have, yes.
Yes.
I'm aware. I'm trying to say that with these being lupus-born Garu who all had some sort of issues around their first change, appearing as close to what they're used to is probably the best way to make them comfortable.
That checks out.
It's been a minute since I've been on all fours. Ugh.
Cool. So with that, is there something you want to do around the main compound before you head off out?
I think we're pretty good. We didn't really have a whole lot, like, technically just going out to meet these people, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not dangerous.
Well, of course they're dangerous to Garu.
Yeah.
Warriors of Gaia. It's inherent to our being.
It's like,
Remember the cub we just fought?
Yeah.
What? Lovely. Oh, lovely guy. So,
Man, absolutely wonderful.
Hey,
Just the nicest person I've ever met in New York. He's also like there's like 4 people I've met in New York.
They're all in this room.
it's not true. He met the cops when he got arrested.
Kid, they were awful.
Yes, they were.
they couldn't even keep him.
I met the nice ambulance driver who let me out.
No, he was kinfolk.
No. Hey, that means
that-
they're people. Kinfolk are
Uh,
people too. No, don't me.
So with that, the pack heads on out. It's not a long hike at all. Out from compound, you go out the back, cut across the grounds, and head off to some wood that are nearby.
When we're in the general area in lupus form, I will howl out the howl of introduction. Yeah, to basically say, hey, we're here. We know that we are entering your territory. We are doing so as friends.
Cool. So you make sure you do the howl, and go into their territory. As you go deeper into their territory, you see signs that there are some wolves in the area, and you hear sense a little crunch, 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 crunch.
Okay.
I will look around
Yeah.
So
for whatever's making the crunching sound.
So as you get a little closer, over near a clump of trees, under it in lupus form, looks like you see a guru, a lupus. She's lying there underneath the tree, and she seems to be chomping on a pine cone, which is the crunch crunch that you hear.
We don't eat pine cones, right?
We can.
Oh. Animal facts.
The more you know.
I mean, humans can too. It's just not good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not good.
It's frowned on. It's not that it's
Hey.
not delicious.
I mean, put a little salt and pepper on it. Put some oil and fry it up. It'd be great. Or you can do just like the English do and just boil it.
Pine cones, boil and mash them, stick them in a stew.
So with that,
Go all over the world for spices and just boil the flavor out of your entire meal. No wonder they needed spices.
so with that, she's just crunching away. As you approach a little closer, she stops and looks up at you,
I'll
Hello.
leave, I guess.
Yeah.
So, she looks around, kind of gets up, walks over, grabs a pine cone with her muzzle, and walks over to you and kind of drops it near you. Hi.
Hello. I'll go down, kind of nudge the pine cone a bit, and just start chewing on it.
I'm not in pine cone.
Got a good old.
Steak
Oliver has to put
me back.
his money where his mouth is, or his lack of money where his mouth is.
How's it going?
Alright. Oh, okay. Are you Leslie's friends?
Yeah.
We're from the Foundation.
She sent you to check on us.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure you guys are all right out here.
Yeah.
We're doing fine. Would you like to meet the others?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be lovely.
Awesome. And so with that, she's like, "Oh, this way." And she kind of walks off.
You will
We
follow.
And as she comes to turns, you notice that kind of the fronts of her paws have got little sticky bits from the sap and stuff from the trees, and a little bit of on her muzzle. And she kind of walks off.
It's not strange at all.
And she eventually leads you over to a couple of the others. There's, like I said, a total of 4. And with that, she makes introductions. She's like, they're from Leslie sent them to check on us. I'm guessing because of the two-legged, the hominins nearby. This is Redfur, and she points to she kind of points with her muzzle towards one of them. And he is a pretty average size wolf with dark red fur. So he kind of nods his head. She's like, and this is Snarl. And he kind of looks over and you see he's got kind of a nasty scar across his face, and it does leave his muzzle with a permanent snarl.
Nice.
So, and this is our last one. He kind of slowly steps forward a little bit. He's been given the name Clawless because he doesn't have him anymore.
Well,
I feel that sitting over there with literally no hair.
And he walks forward a little bit, but just kind of still hangs back.
I'm Darren. This is Another Man's Treasure. This is Kennedy. This is Riverdale.
I'm really proud of you. You used my correct name when talking to these people.
I have my moments.
I'm sorry, you are.
They call me Eats Pine Cones.
That makes a lot of sense.
That adds up.
How many pine cones do you have to eat to have a deed name like Eats Pine Cones?
1.
Just one in front of the wrong person.
Just one. Run in front of the right or wrong Ragabash.
But they crunch, and I like to make them crunch, and it
I feel that.
Hey,
No,
I was not put on this earth to judge.
No, you feel like you should though.
That's somebody
Like
else's
honestly,
job.
after all this time, I would have pegged you for a Philodox, not an Arun.
So do you guys let Pinecone hunt every day, or you guys eat actual game out here?
it depends. We have to be careful though. There are hunters nearby sometimes, so I think there's some. They think that there may be some nearby recently, which is probably why Leslie asked you to check on us.
Fair enough.
but we're really careful. And with that, Snarls kind of looks over at Clueless at Clawless, and kind of growls with in agreement.
Everything good?
Mostly, it's just kind of quiet out here. We don't get visitors a lot, so we're glad you came to say hi to us.
Fair enough.
The hunters haven't been giving you any trouble, have they?
No, we're pretty good about staying away from them. If you want, we can show you kind of where they're at. If you want to know what direction they're. But we're really good. We don't we avoid them, and we avoid the ranchers nearby.
Definitely avoid the ranchers. That's definitely a good plan. But no, actually, if you could, if you could show us where the hunters are at, I'd be curious to know a little bit more about them.
Certainly. And with that, they'll give you a little tour of their little area that they kind of claimed as their little territory. And near the very edge of it, there is some back road roads and stuff. Well, trails that have been basically driven on long enough to become pseudo roads. Usually, you can see by the tracks. Some of them are really old, but it's used primarily by dirt bikes and things like that, 4x4s. But there are some what looks like pretty heavy-duty truck tires, which look pretty fresh.
Do you know where their camp is set up?
They usually come out for a few days and then pack up and go back. They're not around right now. They're back at the town area. And you do know the Valkenburg Foundation's pretty much pretty equal distance from two towns that are a couple hours, about an hour away or so, either direction, one north, one south.
I mean, it's Wyoming. There aren't a lot of big cities, period.
No, there's not. But they haven't been here for a few days, and like I said, we're always really careful. Whenever they seem to be out and about, we hang closer to the Valkenburg.
Seems like a reasonable thing. They said you were former patients of the Foundation, right?
Yes.
How was your time there?
Sad.
What happened?
No, I mean they did what we could, but we're not quite the same as others of our kind, so we don't blend in very well.
Stares with my hairless ass.
Um,
When you say your kind, do you mean other Garou, or do you mean other wolves?
well, kind of both. Other wolves tend to know that we're not wolves, and they don't interact with us much. And like Red's tribe won't take him back. So
Believe it or not, I know what that feels like. I used to be part of a tribe that was in charge of, or a pack that was in charge of protecting others. And I had to leave that pact when I went through my first transformation. But,
He was a cop.
Well, I don't know if they know what that is. But I found...
You understand how at least a little bit far you have to go to become like actually rank 1? Like generally you have to be like pretty understanding of what's going on before they let you go out into the world.
Oh.
You are lucky because you're Hamid. Like the only thing you have to learn is the lupus side of it, really, which kind of just comes like a natural instinct. Lupus born are a little bit more pushed to understand the real world, and they seem pretty well adjusted in terms of that type of stuff.
That makes things a lot easier communicating.
Worst case scenario, Lupus will speak up when they don't understand a thing.
Well, I was a police officer. I had a whole other life before my transformation, but you know, I learned to accept what happened, and I've been finding my place in our new pack, which is this big Guru Society. So I hope you know that we're all in this together, and if you need anything, we're here to help.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, Red used to be a member of the Talons, so they won't take him back. So,
That's up.
Oh, okay.
but and Clawless is got caught in a trap, which is why Clawless is Clawless. So so she stays more around with us.
Fair enough.
And so we've kind of made our own little makeshift pack, but because of other things that we have trouble shifting, we can't really shift anymore. Because of well, different things that happened to us.
So this is the farm upstate then.
So
That
we
is
kind
that is a very particular way to put it.
of so we just tend to take care of ourselves and see if we can sometimes do something to help if there's other Lupus that come, but Lupus don't come very often.
Yeah, they're generally pretty well adjusted, or they die.
How long have you guys been out here?
For quite a while. At least 6-7 seasons.
Not bad.
Some time.
So, but Leslie from the foundation's nice, and she's done this in us times, and so does some of the others. And then usually whoever is serving as the questing pack, they come check on us from time to time.
Well, I suppose that's us for now. So,
You know what you guys sound like you need, especially Pinecone. Good old confidence boost. Come on, you're Guru, you're Lupus. You're out here, you're in the wilderness of Wyoming. Have you guys gotten a moose yet?
No.
Well,
Nope.
there are 4 of us here. And there is a couple of you. I bet we could all tag a moose together.
With that, Snarls and Clawless kind of scoot back a little bit. Maybe another time. What's that? Do you smell that?
I'll
I
sniff
don't know.
around.
Do we?
All I smell is my cologne. And
Who
I'll
wants to
give a
make me?
sniff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll
Do
me
make sure,
a sensing check.
do make sure you're in Lupus form. There's
Yeah.
actually some really good bonuses to it for that roll.
Well, it's not the sheet is not smart enough to reduce the difficulty for you.
Oh yeah, reduce your difficulty by 2.
we've been handicapped this whole time. Darn you, free sheet on the internet.
So, what is the difficulty, Jonesy?
Difficulty is going to be 6.
Make sure
Okay.
to take your injuries away too.
Yes.
Yes,
I
you
got
have
3
you have
successes, though.
you have had time to heal, so you should be all full up. So
I will also have 3 successes.
If not, I could have just healed you. I
Yeah.
have Mother's Touch.
That's right.
it's so nice to have a pack mate with Mother's Touch.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this is our little trench medic. That's why he's all dirty. He's got all that crap.
So the two of you both get 3 successes. So
Yep.
Woot.
on the air, you get the distinct smell of sweet apple and cinnamon.
Hmm. Is that a smell that we would know?
I was going to say that doesn't seem like a smell that we should be smelling. So
Is it pie?
Possibly. It does smell kind of like pie. But not when you expect, not a scent you're expecting to find in the middle of the woods.
no. Perhaps we should investigate it.
Probably the hunters.
Could be.
What would they be trying to attract with that particular scent?
Maybe their wives tried to give them a pie to make them come home.
Wolves.
I mean, anything like the smell of fruit.
Suppose, but
Well, not carnivores, but
We'll be careful. Let's go check it out.
so yeah, I guess we'll try to
So
follow that scent.
you guys are start following that scent and getting the tracking the trail. And are you just the pack going by themselves, or are you inviting the others to follow along with you, or?
They should come.
I guess if they want to come with us, they certainly should be welcome to. It's not like we outrank them, but
Yeah, unless you specifically push for it, they're gonna hang back.
yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm happy to not have them come with
yeah,
us.
I'm
but-
not gonna push the anxiety-driven lupus born to come with us.
exactly. And
We have
yeah,
enough problems with anxiety-ridden Hamids.
it was going to be more a case of if they wanted to follow us, I wasn't going to tell them no, but certainly not going to ask them to join us.
Pinecone, you can't be munching when we're trying to sneak around, okay?
No, we'll go take a look, and if it's something that is a threat, we'll come back and let you know. I'm sure it's
okay.
nothing.
Okay. And as you're leaving, you take off. You hear slightly in the background, crunch, 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 crunch. As Pinecone begins to chomp on another pinecone.
Start going at it again.
And
I mean,
Yeah,
if it
you-
makes it happy.
and you proceed to make your way through the woods, following the scent. The scent doesn't get stronger. It doesn't get weaker. It just seems to be consistent as you're kind of tracking that direction. Can I go ahead and get another sensing check? This is going to be again perception based.
Perception. What was the other one?
Darkness or
Investigation, actually.
What in investigation?
Perception.
Perception investigation. Cool.
Come on, Darren, where are we going? We've been walking for like 20 minutes.
Did we still get the -2 to it?
Yes, while you're in lupus. What the heck?
What the heck?
Wait, that didn't do the successes, correct?
I got
Yeah,
2
that's-
1s, so it knocked me down to 0 successes.
I got
What's the-
4. Despite it was saying it put it at diff 8 for whatever reason.
Yeah, what's the difficulty, Jonesy?
6.
3 successes.
Okay. With that, as you're going through, Kennedy, you get off the corner of your eye, you catch a glint of something shiny and metallic lying in the leaves and underbrush of the little wooded area you're in.
Okay, I will go and investigate, fully expecting it to be some sort of trap.
Oh, Brian, you've still got 5 wounds.
Yeah, concussions don't heal right away. Let me mark those off.
When you're a werewolf, yeah, they do.
In fact, do.
It's amazing how loose our brains are in there. They just sort of shake around.
They do until they don't.
Well, yeah.
Thus the life of Guru.
shaken, not stirred. Um,
That is the most accurate analogy I've ever heard for werewolves.
Yeah.
so
Not wrong.
so you get a little closer and you see the lights kind of. It's late in the afternoon. The late afternoon sun is kind of coming through what's left of the canopy above the trees, and you see a glint of what seems to be something metallic gold and blue, kind of sparkling, and the underbrush.
Okay.
Golden blue.
So with that, Kennedy is heading over that towards something. She cuts off a little bit. What are the rest of you doing?
I am going to take a position and look the other direction. Basically, keeping an eye out and watching our backs.
Let's stand wide in the open until something happens.
I mean, I will also tell them that I see something and I'm going to check it out. Not, I'm not just like walking off.
Yeah, I think Kennedy's probably our stealthiest person, so she should go first.
All right. Yeah. Well,
What's Darren doing?
I'm gonna tell Kennedy to go on ahead, and I'm going to keep an eye on her. I'll do
Supervisor.
Overwatch without my magnum.
So you're hanging in the back with Oliver, and okay.
and I assure you that Killian is our stealthiest.
Yeah, but Killian won't do it.
Blur the Milky Eye is a
That's-
wonderful gift.
That's dangerous.
Exactly.
Let me just lower the difficulty of all my stealth rolls by a obnoxious amount.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say, the person who has the supernatural invisibility is definitely stealthier than I am. But
That's how you run away, my boys.
Killian is the stealthiest because he won't go into danger.
well, that too.
I'm in danger.
So, as you get closer, you see what's the glinting in the metal in the sunlight, the late afternoon sunlight. Appears to be a metallic brooch of some sort, which actually has a butterfly design with little stained glass gems inset in it.
I'm going to shift up to Hamid so I can actually pick it up. Because that doesn't seem like something I just want to investigate by nosing it.
So with that, you watch up. Those of you that are hanging back, you watch as Candy slowly pads up to something and shifts into Hamid as she's bent over and picks up something. You see a glint of something gold, metallic gold in her hand.
Does this symbol mean anything to me?
Travis, did you just facepalm?
I did. We're following people, the people that are probably in the woods, and you shifted.
So.
Yeah.
So
Oliver, like. "Mm."
So as you grab it and grab it and lifting up, standing, becoming upright, as you bent over to pick it up. As you pick it up, there's a what sounds like a loud snap, like a really heavy like snap of a branch being snapped in half.
Okay.
And you immediately get the scent of roses all around you. As the rest of you see around Kennedy, a riot of black roses and thorns erupt up, and they're probably about grow in like excessive speed into almost from nothing to instantly a thorn briar around her, standing about a foot tall of black, thick, heavy vines and thorns, and black roses ringing it.
That's not normal.
That's some Fae bullshit.
Oh yeah, remember how Kennedy's got that fairy who's interested in her?
You remember how Fae are never fair, fun, or honest in their entire lives?
Hey, they're called fair folk for a reason.
Uh-huh.
To remind you that they're unfair.
Because calling them by the names we actually want to call them by is a good way to get them pissed off at you.
Jonesy, would
mean-
you describe this as a stressful situation?
I mean, we're 12-foot tall, 10-foot tall murder machines. I'm pretty sure we have a distinct advantage.
Sure, but um,
Why were you asking, Killian?
Because if it's just sun and botany, I would like to shift into a form where I feel less vulnerable. And I don't have to roll if it's not stressful.
Yes, because given how you play your character, I will say that that's cause for you to immediately go into fight or flight mode and gain a rage, and you can shift to Krynos.
Okay.
Darren
So-
will actively face palm with his little wolf paws.
Just the two of us sitting back there being like, what are we? What's going on? What is even happening?
I'm just a big game wolf. Kennedy, you okay?
I don't know. Am I? I mean,
Um,
so there's thorns and vines all around me, but
Do I hear the corpse talk to me?
Yes, you can hear Candy, and no, Candy is not dead. And with that, you see a flutter of breeze goes through the trees nearby, and all the trees kind of sway a little bit, and a couple leaves fall, things like that. And out from behind one of the trees comes a rather tall, slender man, standing about 5'9", 5'10", really thin, slightly elongated features, rather sharp pointed ears, almond-shaped eyes. He's got dark brownish black hair. It's kind of just pulled back into a loose ponytail.
Does this look like one of the two people that were making the appointment at the New York restaurant?
Does not.
Okay.
Is he wearing
Similar style of features though.
Yes, similar style
Got it.
features. He is wearing what appears to be black leather pants and boots, and a dark emerald green shirt with slightly poofy sleeves. And off of his shoulder, kind of hung loosely over, lapping over one shoulder, is a long emerald green cloak with black embroidery around the edges of it.
okay.
I will start growling.
He does appear to be armed with a rapier,
I
but
hope
it is sheathed. It's not drawn.
Right.
Would you describe this rapier as iron or copper or any metal that isn't precious?
I would describe it as a metal rapier in a sheath.
So, you can tell what the blade is because it's in a sheath.
This speaks French.
He does have also has a pistol and a holster on the side, and by
Like-
pistol
Oh, go.
I mean antique pistol.
Like, a
I was gonna be
musket,
like, is it like a pirate pistol or is it like a 9mm?
right?
Because those are very different things to get across the exact same thing, but you're armed with a ranged weapon.
Flintlock or Glock?
Flint Glock?
It's a flint Glock.
Semi-automatic flintlock.
What a wonderful world we live in, guys.
So
Fucking welcome to Changeling.
You know what? There are magical semi-automatic flintlocks, but okay.
So with that, he takes a few steps forward and kind of does a little half bow. My lady.
Kennedy will slowly, because she was basically kneeling down, not get to her feet, but kind of rise up a little and go, I hope we didn't offend. I didn't realize that I hope we were not intruding on your territory.
Oh no, it is I who have been trading in your territory, and this was just a little precaution, and kind of points to the wall of briars and thorns. Like I said, it's not a full wall. It's like I said, it's only about a foot tall.
Precaution against what, may I ask?
The fact that you turn into giant fur beasts that can
Growl, growl, growl.
rip most young fae to shreds.
That's pretty fair.
Yes. Kennedy just kind of shoots a look back over at the 10-foot tall rage beast, as with a stand down. Well, we can, but I trust that there won't be any reason for us to have to change.
I'm hoping not. I personally am not your enemy.
I'm glad to hear it.
I bring work.
That's what enemies say. I'll say in lupus, so they can all hear me.
Right.
Um, uh, I bring well, I bring tidings from my liege. Oh, where are my manners? Where are my manners? I am Sir Reyes.
So Reyes does a lot of stumbling over his words for someone who's supposed to be a messenger.
Sir
Be kind
Reyes.
to your GM.
Sir Reyes has more dots than the storyteller does.
Oh, I just think it's probably any changing I play would be weird around around an actual Krenos werewolf.
Right.
I would be stumbling over even with the most like noble she I've ever played.
The pleasure's mine. I'm assuming you already know my name. Or perhaps not. If you were sent with tidings, were you looking for us specifically, or?
Well, actually, I was sent by my liege to give warning to you specifically.
That's fairly ominous.
To Kennedy specifically, or all of us specifically?
Growl, 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 growl.
Growl, growl, growl. Because the two of us are still in lupus.
To me specifically, or to all of my pack?
You specifically, my lady.
That's terribly disturbing.
Isn't that like a title thing that he keeps saying?
Not
Or
going
is
to answer you because.
He keeps saying that very specifically. That sounds weird.
I certainly appreciate the warning, but can I ask, who are you warning me about? Who's the warning coming from, and why?
It seems that your family has a feud, and by your family I mean the House Donovan. Has crossed directly or indirectly the Lady Danica from the Kingdom of Apples. As you may imagine, she is one of the wild folk. As you refer to us, the wild folk, or the wild ones.
I've recently received some signs that there was certainly someone who had it out for me. I didn't necessarily know why.
I don't know if it's you specifically or if it's just a family grudge, but I know that you're not one of our kind, but you, well, are more than mere mortals.
I'm just starting to learn about that, but I understand that that's not entirely uncommon amongst my people. I certainly appreciate the warning, and please let your liege know that I am grateful. Is there a specific warning, or is it more of a general type thing?
I serve. I am, like I said, I am Sir Reyes of House Lannan. I serve Lord Mayfair of House Lannan, from the Kingdom of Pacifica. Yeah, seems that him and his family have a grudge against Lady Danica. So, well, this is his way of fucking with her.
I mean, how well do they stand up to 10-foot tall werewolves?
Not very well, but we do know she has got allies.
Did it just did the Fae just respond to me after speaking wolf? I'm fine. It's just gonna be one of those like moments.
Nope, nope. Bad ST, bad ST.
You were trying to speed things along. It happens to the best of us with language barriers like this.
Absolutely, but
God, I hate talking to Guru. They sound like Charlie Brown's parents.
well, as I said, I certainly appreciate the warning. Please let your Lord know, let Lord Mayfair know that he has my gratitude. As I said, I'm still learning about all of this, and I don't know if I would be in a position to repay his kindness, but I would certainly be open to the possibility.
Tell him next time he could just call you. He doesn't need to set a trap out in the middle of the woods for us.
You don't know that.
No, I'm saying like he doesn't need to. Like he needs to. That's a different story.
We're giving him permission to not.
I don't actually mind it.
What we do know is that Lady Danica did attempt to assassinate you a while back, or well, indirectly through her agents.
Which now was that in Canada or was that in New York? Because
In New York, once you entered her realm, what we refer to, what you refer to as the New York, is part of an area we refer to as the Kingdom of Apples.
makes sense. So, well, that certainly puts a certain spin on things in my past.
Is that why I saw someone that looked like you at the restaurant?
Restaurant?
One sec. That was in Garu again.
I would translate. I'll say my friend. I would just repeat. My friend wants to know if that would have anything to do with the other members of your kind who we saw at the restaurant in Central Park, or not in Central Park, overlooking Central Park.
Possibly. We do have many of our kind that live in and around New York City.
So maybe not directly related, but explains why we might have run into you. Or run into them. Well, not run into them, but...
I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't suppose your lordship has a cat working for him.
Ooh, good question.
Not that I'm aware of, but I can ask.
There was a cat who certainly had a scent of being of your kind, who spoke to me in New York. But then he had to go elsewhere, and I was not able to follow up with him. And I don't know if that was one of your lordship's people or someone else.
Possibly. I can, like I said, not that I was aware of, but he has many vassals that work for him.
Of course.
And not all of us are changelings. Some, as he kind of just gestures down to himself, some are pure creatures of Chimera and live within the dreaming.
This being saying words that I don't know what they mean.
It may have also been a member of House Fion.
Kennedy doesn't know these words either, but she's definitely paying attention to them.
Because I do know that many of that house have ties specifically to your lupine house. He seems like he like knocks his head like
Tribe.
like looking for the right word to.
We tend to use the word tribe.
Good to know. I am not a scholar. I am in that regard. So
I certainly understand. I've recently found myself learning all sorts of things that I never thought was going to be my job to learn.
he seems to be a
Preach.
rather yeah. My lord seems to dabble with all sorts of things outside of our normal circles.
Well, as I said, I certainly appreciate it, and I hope that we can part as friends.
Oh, certainly. Where are my manners? And snaps his fingers, and as he does, the briar thorns just vanish.
Oliver visibly relaxes.
That wasn't even actually what I meant. I just meant. But good.
Oliver
good enough.
certainly was watching that whole situation.
I mean, I was aware of it, but at the moment it was only a foot tall.
I would hope you're aware of it. It's around you.
Kennedy, are you okay? Is this handsome stranger bothering you?
Growl, 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 growl. Um,
No, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
yes, Riverdale, I'm fine. He's here in friendship.
Okay.
Well, as the one over there was trying to say, well, did say, but not in a language you'd understand. By all
Sure.
means, if you if you'd like to find us again, we are staying at the house in the at the Valkenberg Foundation. Your company would be welcome at any time. Although, of course, I understand that your duties to your lord may take you afar.
Tell them to call ahead.
Well, I do appreciate the offer, but I must be off for now.
Of course. And Kennedy will awkwardly curtsy.
He will do a little half bow and proceed to turn and walk off, and turns his back on you as he walks off.
And at that point, Kennedy will let out a breath that she had not realized she'd been holding for the last 5 minutes.
Who's your boyfriend?
As Kennedy, as you get you get a little bit more of a view of him as he's walking off, where the others don't necessarily get to see, and he seems like he does a couple steps of hopscotch, and then blinks out of existence.
Did the brooch stay behind?
It did.
Okay. So Jonesy, just so Aaron can get it in his mind, can I assume that this basically looks like the stained glass butterfly on the Changeling book?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not subtle at all.
It's fine.
Subtle as a clue by 4.
A clue by 4.
I like to hit players with clue by force.
I've never heard that expression before, but I'm stealing it for the rest of my life.
Really?
Same.
Yes, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I haven't heard it either. Though I'm betting like some of my other people around my communities do.
You know what, Jonesy? It's because we're old.
I was comparing, in fact, to other older gamers.
Come sit at the knee of your elders and learn.
Just repeat after me. Humbug.
Humbug.
There you
All right.
go.
So yeah, Kennedy will head back over towards the pack, shifting back down to Lupus as she does so, and say, "Well, that was interesting. Is the smell of apples and cinnamon still in the air?"
It is not.
Now we're gonna try a stapai again.
No, I think it was here to attract our attention, and it worked.
Well, yeah, it definitely worked.
Well, shall we head back to the Foundation? I think, while that was certainly unusual, it didn't represent an immediate threat.
Yeah, that's the worst part. I wish we could have dealt with it right now, but now we just get to get stabbed in our sleep.
I mean, we fought a fairy knight when we were in Canada, and
We just get to wake up to a bed of roses. Don't
Fought
mind the
is a generous term. We got a mosh pit together and we raided the den.
I seem to recall a Loretta Lynn song where I was not promised a rose garden.
I'm just saying, we've already fought a fairy knight once, so we're not at any more risk than we were before we had this warning. At least we know that they're not all against us.
It's not untrue.
Well, I guess against me, perhaps.
As I say, I'm going to be very very specific in how they warned that individual warned you.
Yeah, why were you getting picked on?
You.
I'm gonna
Sure,
correct myself. It's Lynn Anderson, not Loretta Lynn.
Sure.
But
I'm the one who's being targeted, and if the pack would prefer that I leave so that I can be targeted alone,
Stop it.
accept your judgment.
Stop it.
no, Kennedy, we're in this together.
Why do you
We're a pack. Your problems are our problems. End of story.
Kennedy?
All right,
you
well
just
then
love
why are
being
you
bait.
introducing the idea that I'm the one being targeted? I'll admit that they're coming after us because of my family, but
What'd your family
There's
do?
a difference in the situation of how we deal with it and what's going on. What's going on is you're being targeted. How we deal with it is as a pack.
Why are you being cyberbullied? What'd your family do?
and like I said, they've already come for us before, so at least this one was friendly.
Sure.
Truth.
Well, I guess we're heading back to Valken.
So with that, the pack gathers their stuff and heads back to check in on the Valkenburg Foundation. It is a few hours before sunset. Later this evening, you are supposed to be meeting with the Right Master for the Valkenburg Foundation. You did advise Victor and the elders when you came back from New York City that you did want to partake
Pack
in
up.
the right of the totem.
That's
So-
us.
I'm so excited about our trash panda.
So, was there anything, you have a couple hours before that, was there anything specific you want to do to prepare and or check in on or follow up on before we do that?
What do we need for a right?
This one, nothing.
Oh, we don't need tribute.
Nope.
Okay.
This one, you need a right master that's high enough to cast the right for you, because none of the pack is high enough to cast the right.
I technically have whatever tribute we need for a trash panda, if that's what shows up. My bag is filled with goodies.
I was gonna say, if there's nothing specific that people need to do, then Kennedy's plan until they arrive is to go find a quiet corner where she can put on some music and dance herself senseless until she's a hot, sweaty mess, and then take a very hot shower before the Right Master arrives.
I'm gonna go into town and go buy a gift for everybody. Real quick,
Dare I ask?
maybe.
I'm excited and terrified.
I totally unrelated to anything, but I had to, just because I was curious about whether or not wolves do eat pine cones. I did a Google search while we were playing, and I find it funny that the first thing that popped up was in a White Wolf wiki about eats pine cones.
Oh, hope you didn't see spoilers.
I very specifically didn't click the link because I was like, okay, this is a named NPC. There might be plot stuff. I'm not going to click the link, but I saw that it was in
The wiki
White
does a
Wolf
very
wiki.
The wiki does a very good job of not giving it anything beyond like tribe name, the tribe they are, in the hyperlink under in Google.
Yeah, so I just saw in the Google the name, and I was like, not going to click on that, but I found it very amusing that that's what it was. So.
Yep, she is a named NPC. Yep. I've been using a lot of them actually. For those playing at home. So with that, we are actually going. I think this is a great time to take our quick break before we jump into the right, so that we can. That's going to take a bit, and for the pack to go and get their totem.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Sounds
Long
good.
time coming.
All right. We'll see y'all in a bit.
thanks everyone for waiting for us as we quickly did our got food, snacks, and
I think he froze.
Yep.
stuff to wrap up the rest of the afternoon with evening area and having a encounter with a member of the Wild One.
You're crazy for this one, Jay.
Crazy.
With that, the pack has returned to the main foundation building and are prepping for the rite later this evening. We find Kendi has gone off by herself to contemplate about what all that just meant, while the rest of the pack is doing their thing. Killian is off to go shopping, apparently.
Yeah, just quick.
What is Oliver doing specifically?
I'm probably just sitting around relaxing, or depending on stuff like seeing if the Right Master needs any assistance.
Okay. So you get back and to the house and are prepping and getting ready, and so you run into the kitchen to go get a snack. And as you do, you catch your reflection momentarily in the mirror, but it's not quite your reflection.
That's weird.
When you glance over out of the corner of your eye, you saw whoever it was. Their skin wasn't quite as cracked as yours. It looked a little bit more leather-like.
Okay.
And it looked like you saw stitching running through parts of it.
Oh boy. And for sure it was the reflection.
And then so you snap your head back and look again, and then you get a better look at the window you caught your reflection in, and you're looking at yourself.
Got it. Okay. Trick of the light, possibly, not someone on the other side of the window that just ducked before I looked back. Well, that's weird. I will be like, if it's not still there, then I'll kind of like log it in the back of my mind and just wait on that.
Sure, it was nothing.
I'm sure it was nothing. It's fine.
When is it ever nothing?
So, with that, you go relax a little bit, eat some pie, watch some TV. Try not to dwell too much on that odd experience.
Yes, very odd experience.
So, Killian, you've gotten back from your store run. At this point, everyone has gets together, has some food, and then preps for the rite. It's about 8 o'clock, 8:30 when the Rite Master finally calls for you to join them.
Perfect.
At this point, the sun has gone down and the moon has come up.
And everybody has left with the cup.
Every time I hear it.
Now I just want
and
cake.
Out away from the main compound area, there's a small clearing area that they've used occasionally, and there's a fire pit, and they have set up the fire pit, and there's a bonfire currently going. As you approach, you smell various herbs and sage and stuff like that burning.
Guys, I know we agreed on what we wanted, so I went to the store and bought us a little something. Let's take out my little grocery bag. Everybody put your hand in the bag.
I will put
You know,
my
I've
hand in
read
my
Dune.
There
Wait,
you
is
go.
that the your water is not yours, their water is the tribe's?
No, these are all raccoon hats, you know, to get us in the spirit of the summoning. And I bought this little sport face paint, and I'm putting it under my eyes right now.
I'm so mad because that's so good.
We're in Wyoming, boys. We're gonna get a Wyoming raccoon.
Of like the thousands of different spirits that we could do it, every single one of them would be mad about this, except for like
Except
5.
One of which is the one we're
A
going.
trash spirit raccoon.
welcome our new overlord to the pack.
They're learning, Jonesy.
Yes.
You know what? I'll put one on.
There you
Fuck
go.
it. Let's do it.
The face paint is optional, but I put mine on. No pressure, except it was $12.99.
That's more money than I've had all year.
Your whole life.
No.
So with that, you actually finally lay eyes on one of the right masters they sent over. It's not the elder from the tribe; it's one of the other apprentices. But he look over and the young gentleman. I say young gentleman. He's probably about 28, 29. Late 20s. Looks over at you and sees the raccoon hat, the coonskin caps, and the face paint, and just kind of smirks to himself. Says, "All right then, let's get this going." So,
Well, at least he has a sense of humor about it.
I mean, the Therge will be somewhat similar to my thoughts on appeasing spirits. So,
Tribute.
he looks over and is like, "Not what I would have gone with, but." So, with that, please take a seat and has you all sit around the fire,
You said.
and proceeds to start the rite. And as he does, begins the ritual. You can smell the different sage and incense burning and all of that as the group of you are sitting around the fire. And then the fire dims and fades slightly, not quite as bright, still the same size, but not quite as bright, and flickers a little bit. And as you look, you almost see movement and figures in this fire. And as you look up, the stars are brighter, the trees are more vibrant, and the moon is much larger, hanging in the sky, as you have all slipped sideways.
welcome to one of the strangest rites the Garu know.
That was very smooth.
So-
This is one of the strangest things we know.
This is one of the strangest rites we know.
I am not ready for this.
So-
a lot of other rites are very straightforward.
Yes, and you're saying that, I'm assuming, in character.
Absolutely. I'm kind of walking them through what I know of the rite itself, in terms of like trying to make sure, like, yeah, we have to go to the Umbra because spirits are there, and
So-
But I
So-
am doing it quietly, so the Rite Master is not interrupted doing what they're doing.
And so, as you're doing that, he is. You're correct, young Bodnar. Which is weird for you to hear because you probably, he's not that much older than you. But
If they're a foster, they can call me young all they want. I'm just glad they're not calling me bastard or something.
Fair.
No. No, and actually, as you approach, you actually caught sign that he was a child of Gaia. So,
Yeah.
each of these rites takes a different form depending on which of the totems you're trying to reach out to and which ones hear your call.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there is a chance that we might not, that Raccoon might not be the one that shows up.
Sure.
But we got all dressed up.
It increases the likelihood of it.
See, I helped.
So, with that, you see you see they're sitting there, and with that, a small bird comes fluttering over towards your area from the darkness, and as it lands, it perches itself. It looks like a crow. Kind of tips his head a little bit. Does that little bird side head twitch thing?
Hello, good spirit. Have you heard our call?
Was sent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You, I expect. You probably. And he looks over at. He's like, you, I expect. He's looking over at Oliver, and looks us over and tips his head towards Killian. You make sense.
She's saying I don't make sense.
And looks over at you, Darren, and is like, You're an odd one for a get, aren't you?
That's what everybody keeps telling me.
In a good way, I think. A little more practical for one of Fenris's brood.
Do you have
So.
something you want to show us?
You have come seeking a totem. I've come with message from the spirits, my bosses, to use a term that you might be familiar with.
As a
They-
note to the rest of you, it is very weird the spirit is talking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're ready to listen.
Yeah, he's yeah. Someone sent him with a purpose.
Full straight up English sentences is perfect.
And even the right master's a little like, huh. There
Not like a spirit to skip foreplay. He's just speaking English.
Most of them just don't know English. That's the important. That's the thing.
Right. Yeah.
there are a few who have taken note of your pack.
In a good way or a bad way?
In this context, it'll be good.
Bit of both, actually.
For the aid in the frozen north, Wendigo has taken note,
Okay,
Which is
that one's
unusual.
shocking.
which is unusual.
That
But-
one's legitimately shocking.
Well,
I don't
we
know
did-
what you did up north, but
We did prevent his pack from going into open conflict with the Sept of the Green.
I mean that's good.
And we put some native spirits to rest from the slaughtered.
That's more likely what happened. Wendigo does not like people of European descent. We'll go with the simple answer there. I will tell you, there is a whole lot of extra baggage there.
Yeah, with that, the actual
Like-
the right master, when he said that, when the crow said that, he was like, looked over at you at the pack, like, what exactly? Like,
What the heck did you do?
WTF?
Do.
For
Look,
those who
man,
want,
we're-
for those who
we're-
want to know, season 1 is available on YouTube.
Good plug.
God,
So with that, and he's like, there are others that have taken note as well, from the various tribes.
We would love to greet them, or at least hear their message.
This way. And turns around and flutters off.
Get up and start following.
Yeah.
And as you fall into the dark woods of the surrounding around Valkenburg area, you encounter cold breeze, like bone-chillingly cold, coming from off to the side. And as you're walking, you hear the crunch, crunch, crunch of leaves. As you look down, you see bits of snow covering the ground, and you see a glint of something shiny in the distance.
Do not follow anything until we are sure of what we want.
How shiny is the Jonesy?
It seems like something's silver metallic.
Oh no.
Riverdale, don't touch anything.
I don't want more roses.
And as you get a little closer, you see that it looks like to be a can. As you get closer, and as you get a little closer, the light and within a little bit of light's coming off. As you get closer, you see that the little can is being held by two little black hands, and they're as they get close. Also, you see little eyes like blink, blink in the darkness, and a little raccoon comes over, followed by a little trail of snow behind him, and puts a beer can down in front of you.
My dude. How you doing, little man?
It's a pleasure to see you too.
Put a thumbs up, thumbs down. Like, what does that mean?
I will translate for the pack.
Um,
Unless it's just squeaking, and then that's hilarious.
Yes.
Kennedy wasn't actually there when you guys were chatting with the raccoon spirit, so
No, you were in a truck.
I was in a truck.
Girl in a truck never goes wrong.
You know, I crashed that car too.
Yes, you did.
Every car
Drive
you crash
specialty.
has not been
Offensive crashes.
Um,
Fell offensive however you'd like.
so as he's saying that, you see a little mouse come out from the shadows. What appears at first to be a mouse, but as it's closer, it looks like a little a skeleton of a mouse.
Oh no.
Coming walking over.
Ratatosk.
What is that?
This is a great Get a Fenris spirit, if I remember correctly.
That pet cemetery ship?
Jonesy, is it Ratatosk?
No.
Oh no. Oh, got it. I was wrong. That's fine.
You do recognize it though,
Okay.
as a brood of double checking, make sure I don't of owls.
Ooh.
It's something known as a twiceborn.
Ooh. Nice. I apologize. There is another. Oh no, I'm thinking a squirrel. Ratatosk is a squirrel. This is Twiceborn, a spirit of the Silent Striders.
Mm-hmm.
Raccoon, a spirit of. You're under Rat's Brood, right?
With that,
And Wendigo under Wendigo.
so the raccoon's like, and pushes the can a little bit with his paws. Shiny.
I will give it its proper respect and wait for anything else who shows up before we ultimately make our decision once we do.
And with that, the last the snow kind of another drift of snow kind of comes up, and as it does, it kind of crumbles up and forms what looks like a little ice and snow elemental.
This would be the representative for Wendigo, correct?
Mhm.
And this is Wendigo. So, when it comes to the three of them, I believe it's a pack of a totem of wisdom, a totem of war, and what is Twiceborn?
Twiceborn should be servant of owls, and owl
Oh.
is
Owl is
Wisdom.
wisdom.
Cunning
wisdom.
is raccoon is cunning.
Yeah, raccoon is cunning.
The important thing about another important part about this choice is what the totem spirit itself says to the Garu Nation of what our pack is about, where we all are identified largely by our auspice. Our pack is identified by what type of totem we follow. If we take Wendigo, we will be identified as a pack of war. We'll be asked to generally be on the front lines when it comes to fighting, even to those of us who are not Aruns, as all Garu are warriors in their own right. With Twiceborn, pack of wisdom, we will be looked to for good judgment in larger situations, not something that a single Philodox can just dictate down the center. We'll run into more moral quandaries when it comes to what we're sent on. Packs of cunning are typically things like packs that rely on stealth or infiltration, not necessarily kicking in the front door to beat up the bad guy, but finding another way to do it. They're all very strong choices, and all three of the totems are very, very well respected. We will run into a little bits of problems with certain tribes if we follow Raccoon or Twiceborn, due to their inherent nature as prey. Wendigo, we will get a lot of strange looks, because it is very strange that we would be under Wendigo. We did speak about taking Raccoon, but we do have 3 choices.
I don't know. I like my little friend here.
As much as I like being on the front lines,
You don't.
fighting things head on.
You don't.
Wow, it's so hard. I don't want to go to war, guys.
You'll be going to war.
We're
You
already
are a
at war.
warrior. You are a warrior of Gaia.
Yes.
The difference is how you
But-
fight.
A warrior of Gaia that lands 4th or 5th on the beach of Normandy, not 1st and 3rd.
Cunning's pack are the ones that got that come up on the back end, or at least were the surprise that walked up on Normandy rather than.
I mean, yeah.
Kennedy, how are you feeling?
Not to put too fine of a point upon it, but you're a Ragabash. Of course, you're going to want to follow a spirit of cunning.
It is true. Shockingly, shocking. I liked Twiceborn and Raccoon.
I'm getting typecasted.
Not typecast. I mean, it's who you are, and I mean no offense about it. It's what we rely upon you for. We trust you, and we trust you because of who you are, not in spite of it.
It's
But-
very nice, Kennedy. Thank you.
I'm of course I'm not surprised that you think that following Raccoon is the way to go. I'll be honest. I'm aware that we're certainly going to be given many askew glances for following Raccoon. There are there are many voices in Garou society who don't respect the spirits of cunning in a way that perhaps they deserve to be respected.
They will respect us for the cunning. It is mostly that they will not respect the prey side of it, or at least they look at it. They look at us down, not the spirit.
Fair enough.
Prey is a integral part of the circle of life to reference a Disney movie. It is just as important as the Predator in that case.
So I'll be perfectly honest. My inclination would be to follow the owl. But that's who I am.
Can we
I'll-
ask them what they're willing to do for us?
They are our sponsor. This isn't worked the same way as a negotiation of what can you offer me more than them. It is mostly what they offer in general. All packs end up with multiple spirits that step forward to offer as the pack totem. Partly, even if you have stares at all the raccoon gear that we brought, a well-reasoned and thought-out one first. Others will show up despite it. Not to spite, but despite knowing that you'll likely go with what you set your mind to.
I'll also say that the fact that Wendigo has reached out to us, considering who we are, is a great honor. And I don't know that walking away from that is necessarily wise.
It is never unwise to. It is never a problem to turn down the spirits that show up. You will always have to turn down 2 of them.
I'm aware.
But I don't think Wendigo might come back a second time around.
I mean, the idea would be you wouldn't need spirits to come back a second time around.
Right. Well, I simply mean that for a pack of our nature to be even given the option is walking away from that is it's a big decision because it's not something that would be often extended to a pack like ours.
I think there's a lot on Kennedy's point. The Ragabash in me is now going from self-preservation to societal power play.
The important thing with all totems is kind of the everyday passive thing you do to kind of give them, to empower them. For all spirits, they give a ban to the totems that they or to the pack that they host for. Jonesy, would you like to tell us what the bans for the 3 totems are, so we know what we're getting into before we do this? I can repeat 2 of them. I do not know Twiceborns.
Twiceborn is a representative of Owl, so Owl would actually
got it.
would be the totem that you'd end up with.
Yeah,
got it.
He's just
Wendigo's ban is Wendigo's children must offer aid to animalistic peoples in need. Owl's ban is must leave small rodents tied and helpless in the woods for him and his kind. And if I remember correctly, raccoons, because it's not in the main book, raccoons is something like leaving shiny shit around and leaving his kin in safety.
yes, it's leaving a shiny objects in the woods for him to find.
Yep. Specifically, though, these are things that you need to do actively unless it's a situation of never do this type thing. So it's like, hey, we need to actively do this throughout our time. So
I will vote.
none of these 3 bans are actually really that bad.
I will vote Wendigo because I think it has more to offer us socially, not just spiritually. And if we get to work with other spirits in the future, I think our raccoon buddy would be very receptive to future litter.
Owl is also a good strong choice in the idea of Wendigo as well, strictly because of it also is a tribal totem that is offered to sponsor us of a tribe that we don't have in our pack.
Well, we did.
Dead, yes.
I don't need to bring up the past.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that Kennedy said that she would personally go with Al because of Fia, but she totally is.
But we can read a room, yeah.
We can read it right.
I will never turn down Owl as a totem. They are very solid. I think Wendigo will lead to more questions than help in that regard. Also, y'all don't seem like the type to be a war pack.
True.
The most important thing about all of this is the band of the spirit you're going for and the type of pack you want to be.
Right.
At this point, it's what you're choosing between, because the bands are all pretty simple. It is, do you want to be a pack of wisdom, a pack of cunning, or a pack of war?
Okay, I'm back on cunning. As a Ragabash, my opinion has changed with information.
Changed again, and again.
To all three of the totems credits, all three of them are very good with what they benefit the pack, and all three of them are two of the three are very well respected, and the other's the cunning.
Right.
You all know my opinion. I would like Raccoon.
That's 2 for Coon.
I like Raccoon too.
Tress for Coon.
I would also suspect that Owl might make you a little bit uncomfortable with Owl's relationship with Rat.
Not at all.
Ooh.
The circle of life, as it were.
Fair enough.
The little
It-
a twice born is the spirit of a rat that was eaten by an owl.
Gotcha. All right.
But as you're saying, owl or raccoon or whatever, the little ice elemental just kind of fades out.
Well, I suppose that part of the decision was made for us then.
Hopefully he's not gonna be pissed.
They won't be.
Okay.
And then
They
with that-
shouldn't be. It would be very abnormal if we did it. We did actively consider them.
So, and then with that, the little mouse kind of scurries back into the underbrush.
Twiceborn's such a weird spirit because you can't give him food.
True.
Are we allowed to pick him up?
When we see him normally, you will be able to. In this case, you will want to let them go as they are.
The raccoon.
Oh, the raccoon's fine.
Okay.
They're that's left.
Pick up the raccoon like our prize and our honor.
Is he okay with us picking him up?
As you reach down to pick him up, he kind of reaches out.
It's our
And
boy.
The literal most adorable spirit we could possibly choose.
And he as you pick him up, Killian, he kind of grabs onto your arm and kind of crawls up a little bit. And you feel a tug on your head as he's pulling the little raccoon tail from the coonskin cap that you're wearing off.
Oh, we should probably let you know these are synthetic, not real.
Yeah, these are made of fox.
They're made out of plastic.
Not better.
Not better.
No, fox with a U and an A.
And with that, he actually puts the little hat on.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Can we take a
It's a
selfie
wrack.
with him?
Yeah, let's
No,
all take
you're
a
in the
picture
Umbra.
together.
All right, fans, we need to see fan art of this.
I want a selfie with raccoon.
A raccoon with a coonskin cap on.
Yep.
Um,
A la Davy Crockett.
Oh, lordy.
and with that, he seems to he's wanting to leap out of your arms, Killian.
I will gift him back into the wilderness.
So he dives down to the ground and kind of takes a few scurries off a little bit, and then kind of looks back,
We start to follow.
and then scurries off again. And as you're
We have
going,
made our choice. We are not done.
so with that, he scurries off into and into the woods, and you follow behind him, and you eventually come up to a small little clearing area. And as you do, you see he's on the far side of the clearing, looking. Went around to a little stump, and is sitting up with a stump, and kind of perches himself and is looking back in the clearing, like he's looking for you to walk in.
We do so.
And as you walk in, you see dozens and dozens of little eyes blink in the all around the ring of the trees.
So have you ever heard about spiritual journeys that you go on, like people go on when they like are induced with drugs?
I've had peyote, yes.
I've arrested people who are on peyote. Yes.
Well, I hope you get over any sort of hang up you had about peyote. Might not be now, but plenty of Garu use it. But so all those like weird things they talk about. Yeah, remember when I said this is the strangest right we the Garu have?
I remember.
It could be anything from like weird ass movie to like action film. So
Let's do it.
So, with that, the little eyes kind of pop out, like I said, all around the ring of trees that you're in. And as you look over, they all kind of move a little bit into the moonlight, and you see it's dozens and dozens and dozens of raccoons just kind of all around watching you.
Oh no.
That's not creepy at all.
Blink, 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 blink.
I'll pull out my bag, reach in, and like scatter shiny rocks all over the place.
Here, have my spare change.
Killian, did you bring any beer in that bag of yours by chance?
Beer, no, but I have a Mad Dog in here.
These ones like liquor, at least the one that we were talking to.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah,
I will literally pull out a half a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 that's bright ass red.
My boy needs a Hennessy.
Kennedy will reach into her pocket and pull out a foil wrapped cork from a whiskey bottle.
Nice.
This is our pack totem, drunken ass raccoon.
I mean, if anything
I wouldn't ask for it
represents
any
us-
other way.
So, he's a lesser variant of the raccoon totem. And with that,
He's a garbage person or garbage goblin, a la like millennial ideas.
so with that, you go and scatter things around. You bring out the you bring out the liquor, and the one lead, for lack of a better term, lead raccoon, the one that's wearing the little raccoon hat,
Because we can
Rushes
tell
out-
which one's ours now.
rushes out to grab the
The shimonage.
grab the little bottle of alcohol, and as he's in his paw is a little twig.
Little.
So he's holding a little twig, and as he reaches out for the bottle of alcohol,
Mhm.
he kind of like reaches out with the twig.
Like offering it.
Uh-huh.
I will take it.
Okay, you take the twig, and then he wraps
We
his hands around
exchange.
the alcohol and kind of slides, drags the bottle behind him. Dum, 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 dum.
Oh, sweet Mary, we really are the drunken raccoon pack.
So
I believe that was the gimmick of it when you guys told me about the spirit. Why do you think I brought booze?
No, I'm not blaming you.
Well-
we already established this.
I
we-
didn't.
we-
I didn't bring booze for them. It happened to be in my bag.
It's like realizing you could raise your child different, but this is where we're just at, and we have to do their best.
you gave the spirits.
Nice.
All right, dice to the GM.
So, what's the pack gonna do? You're standing there in the middle, and
I think we need to follow our totem out of here, right?
Did the
So,
right
hey-
master follow us, or is he?
no, he's still back. You can see off the distance. You can see where the bonfire is.
Oh my god, he left us.
Yep.
So he stayed, and you guys walked off and followed the raccoon.
It's
Or
not his
the
spirit journey, yo.
the
We
crow.
left
Be there to
him.
bring us back when we're done, but
I think we need to follow Raccoon and see what he wants us to go see.
So
Yep.
he dragged the bottle over to the edge of the clearing again, and that's where he's at. He's just stayed there. And as you're looking around, you see as you look around behind you, it looks like the little trail that you came into the clearing at is blocked up.
Not going that way.
Follow
and,
him.
and as you look, it looks like it's now, instead of being an opening in that little ring of trees, it now seems to have between two tree trunks that are on either side of it, seems to have been a large wooden door has now appeared.
That's ominous.
Kennedy will, with an elaborate flourish, bow towards Oliver and gesture towards the door.
I'll start going towards the door.
So as you walk towards the door comes a little bit more in view, and it looks like an ornate carved door with a very leaf inlaid pattern. Now, as you walk forward, the twig in your hand transforms into a key.
Nice. I will insert it into the key and I will turn open the door.
Click, and as you do, you open the door, and you're now looking down an alleyway.
This
Cobbles-
makes sense.
Cobblestone streets ahead of you.
Oh no.
Well, it's not like raccoons are unfamiliar with urban environments, so.
Spiritual journey.
Alright, let's go see what this is about.
Let's make our way downtown.
Lay on, Macduff.
I will go in.
So, as you step across, go ahead and make me a wits and occults roll.
Oh boy.
Everyone or just Oliver?
Everyone can try it as they step across. It's going to be difficulty 8.
Wits and occult.
Two.
Oliver, you say you got 2?
I got 0 successes.
I also got 0 successes.
Wait. Okay. There we go. Difficulty 8?
Yes.
Easy, no problem. Look at that.
To my credit, I have the combined total of any two of your dice pulls for
Yeah.
that roll.
To my discredit, I have no idea where we are.
So Oliver went forward, unlocked the door, and as he did, the door swung open, and you're looking down a street at night with cobblestone streets. It looks like it's a back alley. Who's stepping across first?
Me.
That was you, Darren?
That was me. I boldly go.
Okay. And you step across. You feel like a little lurch in your stomach. Kind of like when you like were going downstairs and you missed the last one and you end up going down 2 when
I
you weren't
hate that
expecting it.
feeling.
Losing your stomach. It's the same thing. Same one you get on a roller coaster, just slightly different.
Boom. As you step across. Who follows Darren?
I will.
Oliver, as you step across, you feel that similar sensation, and you realize what's going on. I'll get to you in a second. Who
No
follows?
worries.
I'll be
Oliver?
right behind Oliver.
As you step across, Tony, you get that same little sensation and nothing, and then Killian brings up the rear, right?
Yeah, like I'm getting into a pool for the first time.
As you
One
step
singular sensation.
as you step across, you notice immediately that your pack members' clothing has changed. 1 minute, you're seeing them as they were, but as soon as you walk through the archway, you're now looking at them dressed differently. Each of you is dressed in Victorian period clothing,
Oh,
except for Killian, who's wearing a long duster and a cowboy
Mm.
hat.
Oh, I'm back, babe.
Um,
Al.
and you have a 6-shooter at your side.
Cigar on his head.
So,
Now, what in the name of hell am I going to do dressed like this?
You can start by loosening the corset.
Why would you do that? That shit's like armor.
Why don't you wear one for a few hours and tell me how much fun it is to have it on?
Okay.
I'm living it up.
so, so as you reach down, Killian, you find the gun right there at your side. You also have a piece of paper sticking out of your top pocket.
That's crazy. What does it say?
So, inside of it, you fold it open, and it's a note.
Nicely done,
It's a letter.
Long letter. Look at that.
Written to yeah, actually, written. It says starts with "Dear Mr. Gilbert" and kind of goes on
Dear Evan Hansen.
explaining that once again, yeah, you and your pack services are needed. There is currently a lunatic guru stalking the streets of London, and your pack must dispatch of this guru. I fear that he is beyond aid at this time.
Is it signed by somebody at the Valkenburg Foundation?
Yes, it's actually signed by. I'm spacing his name.
Guy who wrote the journals.
Yes, Leopold Valkenburg,
Leopold.
and it seems that at this point they believe the lunatic is too far gone. That he has been conspiring with servants and spirits of the worm, and there's nothing that they think that they can do for him. He has been stalking the streets of London and killing people
Guys.
and harvesting them for some sort of abominational rites.
Been there.
You guys are real, right? This is my Darren.
Yes, we're one of the previous questing packs right now.
So
Gold.
did I tell you guys about that dream I had?
Jonesy,
Vaguely.
All of it.
I would like to use the fetish we were provided that allows me to look back at the ancestor spirits of the questing pack.
So you quickly realize, as you're reaching through your pockets, that your stuff is still on you. Your fetishes are still on you, things like that.
Sweet.
It's mainly a cosmetic shift, as
Mhm.
far as most of you are concerned, except for Killian, who's a cosmetic shift and and the addition to a gun he did not have before, and a letter that he did not have before. You realize that you're in a sort of, you're not quite in the Umbra anymore. You're a little
Mhm.
adjacent to it. You're in a dream realm.
Ooh.
You're in a chimera.
Well, that's concerning. It'll be fine. All right. I will. I guess we know what we need to do.
Yeah, we just gotta do what we did a couple days ago.
We have to go find the werewolf, Jack the Bloody Ripper.
Yeah, actually.
Is that what year it is?
Seems about right.
Is there a newspaper nearby?
There is
My-
not.
Mind you, imagine what we can do with the veil as it stands currently, and imagine if we apply that to trying to cover up someone like Jack the Ripper, who is out and very common.
I mean, that would be a reasonable reason they never found him, because we showed up and ate him.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna eat him.
That's
Do
right.
not eat the flesh of humans.
Disgusting.
Garu are
Or
considered
Garu.
humans. Garu are considered humans.
Well,
Within the
we-
spirit of that is also Wolfkin.
Well, we need to see what day it is.
Well, let's just keep following the road. It's got to lead to somewhere, probably.
So, you quickly exit the alleyway. It leads to the cobblestone and fog enshrouded cityscape of Victorian London. There are trash and debris about the alleyway. And as you scramble to find newspapers, you find them, but they're not legible. Like they have words on them. You know that there's words on them, but it has that kind of that dream logic where it doesn't. You can't
It's
read it.
unimportant. It's
Oh,
unimportant,
It's
is what it
written in
basically.
Simlish.
Ultimately, what it's saying is the time is unimportant.
Right.
Victoria, which means all of Victorian theming can be involved here, including Jack the Ripper.
Well, if it is Jack the Ripper, I'll know where he's going to be at specific times and days if we can figure out what day and time it is.
That's not the
I
point,
have a
though.
feeling it's
The
gonna be
point
simpler
is,
than that.
yeah, it's simpler. Like if we go there, that's where we're meant to be. That's when he'll be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Kennedy,
Yes.
do you want to do your favorite thing again?
What, to be bait?
Do you want to look like a promiscuous woman in the night?
That doesn't sound like it's your favorite thing.
I mean, I've been bait for us several times now.
Or
I mean, it's
Specialty.
one thing to be bait for a bunch of no-name gangsters, but for Jack the Ripper, are we? I don't know if that's a good idea, guys.
come on, she's a natural redhead. Easy bait.
And, I mean, I am a promiscuous woman, but that's not the point.
Specialty bait.
Well, go ahead. We'll be 25 paces behind you.
I am going to get my deception up to 4 ranks just so I can take specialty bait.
Hey, I mean that would be good for raccoon, right? If we were,
Cunning,
if we were acting like prey animals.
100%.
Arthur Brewer.
Not wrong. Oh, God.
Kennedy, just scream if you need help, okay?
If you want me to walk by myself, a poor defenseless woman in this time and place, an Irish woman in London no less, then
Normally, I would say there are no gods here, but like that's an entire lie.
Don't,
what?
Kennedy, don't walk. We need you to strut. This is Jack the Ripper.
This is just some murderer looking for an easy prey on the street.
Look
If
like
it's
you're
Jack the
Megan
Ripper, to be
Incel.
Jack.
If it doesn't look like your hip is sweeping the street when you're going by, you're not doing it right.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna trust the female to know how to fucking walk in this situation and not criticize her for what she wants to do with her body.
All I'm saying is that big wire dress got to move.
You gotta put
At
out
least
big
one-
friend zone energy.
At least one of you knows how to be a gentleman. Yeah, I'll walk ahead and be bait, because sure, what could go wrong?
So with that, you start walking ahead, and like I said, it's late at night. Fog shrouds most of the street. Off in the distance, you can hear the sounds of hooves and clanging of wired wheels as they go down the street, and you can see people moving in the shadows, but very off in the very distance. It's like they're on the fringes of where you're at. You see more of the silhouette of a lady and a gentleman walking with a top, and he's wearing a top hat. She's wearing the long flowing gown, things like that. Like no one's actively near you, and you
Sure.
hear the vague impressions of life in the city.
It's that dream logic thing.
Do we get the impression that this person that we are looking for knows us?
Make me a wits and enigmas roll.
Can do.
Diff 6.
That's a much worse pull. But, you know,
Sorry, I had to mute.
Yeah, well,
could only go good, right? 2 successes.
you get the impression that they do. Yes.
Okay. Bait won't work.
Shark bait. Ooh, haha.
Alright.
Kind of looking into the what our characters under. Oliver says this in character verbatim. What our characters understand is we know this. We kind of understand each side of these people. They to some degree know us. We would to some degree know them. So using you as bait likely won't work due to the fact that they know, at bare minimum, of us. So there's that.
With that, as you are looking around and making your way to the street, you get Killian, you get little flashes, like memories, sort of, in weird dream logic sense of the person that you're hunting for. The person you're hunting for is a Guru. You know that, you already knew that from the letter, but he appears to be. You get pictures of a face because you've gotten in a fight with him before. At least that's the perception that you're getting, is that the point of view is from someone who got in a fight with, like, up and personal. The face itself, he's a rather pasty and slender man. He's got 2 different color eyes. He's got multiple scars across his face, and it looks like someone hastily did some sutures to try to close these rather garish wounds that he had. So it looks like he's actually kind of patchworked and stitched back together.
Guys, I'm having a rendezvous moment. We're looking for a long, tall, lanky, pasty man, all scarred up.
Is it Oliver?
No, not Oliver. Not that pasty. But we have to meet up with him and get him. So just keep your eyes out. Looking for pale and scarred.
With that, you hear a scream off in the distance. It sounds like a young woman.
Oh.
Perfect. We run. I start running.
So,
Just watch for the clear signs. The foggy ones are probably not the way we need to go.
as you run towards the...
I checked
No,
out.
that's totally valid.
Welcome to Dream Logic. It makes things simple.
I have 4 dots in dream logic. So with that, you tear off as a pack, tear off after the sound of the scream. As you approach, you see the first thing you see is on the ground is a top hat, crushed, with blood splattered across it. As you get closer, you see a young, what was once a proper British gentleman, probably in his late 30s, early 40s. His throat has been removed.
Oh.
He is dead on the ground.
Hate to see it happen.
Ahead is a woman, what remains of a woman, and she's been gutted, and looks like her heart has been removed, and so has her eyes.
Ugh.
Don't you just wanted to punish us for making all the werewolves in New York jokes? And now we're literally werewolves in London.
Ow.
Ow.
Darren, can you police that? Where's that blood trail going?
Oh, I can police the hell out of it. What
So,
do I need to roll? I'm about to police it.
You need to make me a investigation check. Wits and investigation.
All right, Sting, help me out here.
What? Do you have a sword that glows when orcs are around?
No. I'm talking about the lead singer of the Police.
Got it. I don't know why, but I'm more disappointed now.
What's the difficulty, Jonesy? 6?
6, yeah.
4 successes.
So, with that, yeah, you quickly can follow the blood trail and are able to follow the sounds. Off in the distance, you hear the the heavy breathing of something running as the pack quickly takes off after it. Following the blood trail, you arrive at a rather nice home, and it's a row house. So it's one of the London row houses. As the trail leads through the back alleyway into a back courtyard of one of the row houses.
Everybody
So.
be on your toes. It looks like the trail leads this way.
Can I go Glabro?
Yes,
before
you
we
can.
Walk in? Okay,
You sure can.
there we go.
So as you approach, who's taking point?
I will take point. And I'm staying in Hobbit form for now.
As you approach the back entrance to this row house, and it's like I said, it's a nicer part of London, so these are rather large row houses. The back entranceway, there's actually two of them. One is the one that would be used by the servants, and one is one that could actually be used by the household staff, the household members as opposed to staff. That one, as you get close to it, you do see that the lock has been broke.
I will draw my gun and I will ease that door open.
You pull your flintlock.
So
Your semi-automatic flintlock.
flint and clock.
Flintlock.
So as you bring it open, it opens into a foray, and which leads into a hallway.
That's a fancy word.
Yes, I was trying. Hanging in the foray is a few cloaks, and you see some hats, and a little stand for umbrellas and the like. There is no light coming from the inside that you can see at this point. There's some ambient light in the hallway and stuff, but not an actual, like, no lanterns or lights are on.
Take off my cloak and hang it up.
Do we smell anybody here?
I don't know. Do you want to make me a check?
Yeah.
Do your best one, Cheney.
Is it perception and alertness?
Yeah, it would be a sensing check. Census check.
Diff.
Diff 7.
Oh, with a div 7, I've got 1 success.
Ooh, I have 1 success as well.
You smell the scent of blood. Iron in the air.
Shocking.
Well,
I
this
know.
is-
Surprise.
Shocking with the literal torn up bodies out in the road.
This is
Well-
my surprise face.
Surprise face.
the tore up body in the row was quite several blocks away. Now that you think about it,
But
dream
we
logic.
we followed the bloodstains here, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's way stronger than it should be for what you've seen so far.
he's
Oh
not
yeah.
here.
We're gonna find a dead body.
I hope we find a live body and we turn it into a dead body.
Straight.
I cast Avada Kedavra.
I'm going to also shift into Glabro while we are following this trail.
Should we all try to sneaky snack in?
My plan is
we
to do
could
the
try.
cop thing and just sweep from room to room very quietly and carefully. That's my
You're
intention.
not a cop, you're a Bobby, remember.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I lose my gun, it turns into a club.
If you say cop, it probably won't. They won't look at you twice.
So,
That's right, I'm a constable, yes I am.
detective, consulting.
I'm from
Um,
Scotland Yard.
So with that, as you step inside, you make your way into the hallway. From the hallway, you can see into the kitchen, into the nice white and light blue painted kitchen. There is blood splattered across the room, and you see several dead staff members, household staff members, dead on the ground.
I wonder if somebody had a bad shift, and they're just
So-
out on a rampage somewhere.
Down toward the sitting room, you see what appears to be another member of the household staff dead on the ground, and you see what appears to be 4 large rats. They seem to be about a foot and a half in size.
Oh my
Um,
God.
They are sitting there, and they all 4 of them are kind of peering at you. They were kind of hovering around the body of the what was once the butler, and as they peer at you, you can see from where you're at, they're giving off a slight illumination because their eyes are glowing a sickly pale green yellow.
Oh. Yeah, that's not good.
Friends of yours?
And across their bodies, you can see what seems to be little tiny seams of pale yellow green light.
Nope, these are corrupted spirits.
I was gonna say that seems wormy.
Do we have to do something about them?
Destroy them generally.
Yeah.
Wherever breeds, wherever dwells.
All right.
Protect me, dream gun. I would like to shoot him.
I just imagine the Hellboy cannon getting pulled out.
Gotta be werewolf compatible, so it's at least a 6.5 piece.
Just like hilariously big.
I knew getting that shotgun with the pistol grip was a good idea. I knew it.
Getting the pistol with the shotgun grip even better.
You know, the only part about guns that actually don't really fit Krynos is the trigger guard.
Yeah. So from underneath layers, between layers 3 and 4 of my skirts, I will pull out my clave.
Yeah.
With that, what we're going to do is to make this a little quicker, since it's just a small skirmish, we'll pick someone on the team on the pack to be the pack lead, and so we'll have basically that person row initiative for the pack, and I'll just have 1 initiative for the pack and 1 initiative for the spirits.
Well, Darren's our alpha.
I got
And
you
our
guys.
Aru.
Not
And
the
our-
meta game. Are you any slower in that dress, Kennedy?
I mean, Glabro, it's probably not much of a dress at this point.
It's probably attuned, which means it grew with you.
Yeah. Fair.
And for the record, Killian, that is Stormbreaker that you're holding.
Oof.
It's the fetish gun from the past life,
Ooh.
the one that shoots lightning.
Woof. Can't wait to fan the hammer, start a storm.
Oh, the fucking Tesla!
So-
Does Thor know you're here?
No, you still. But this gun is made from Mjolnir.
Or if you want a real deep cut, does Better Ray Bill know you're here?
Right. There we go.
Yeah, this gun formed from meow meow.
Y'all are
So-
such nerds, Jesus.
You have no idea.
I probably do actually.
So, who's going to be rolling initiative for the pack?
I'm going to roll initiative for
Yep.
the pack.
Sweet,
Yeah, I think
go for it.
we nominated Darren.
I speak for the trees.
Cuckoo
So what
with you.
Initiative. Here we go. 13.
Sweet. So yes, the pack goes first. I'll let you go in whatever order that you want amongst the pack. So
I'm going to shoot a
But-
rat.
there are 4 rats. So
Weird. 4 rats and 4 of us.
surprise.
I'll
I
pull out
imagine
my,
another life in another time there would have been 5.
I will pull out my flint Glock and I will open fire.
All right.
Brat,
Bye.
4 successes.
Sweet.
For 6 damage.
You let off a crack from your gun and shoot 1 rat. Killian or Kennedy, who's going to go next?
I'll fire your hand cannon.
Yep. I rolled 3 successes to hit.
That is a hit. It's going to do its normal damage plus 3 or plus 2.
Damage. It did not roll. Oh. Six.
Nice.
Sweet. With that, Killian fires his gun. As he does, it cracks a crack of thunder goes off as a bolt of lightning shoots forth from his iron cannon and strikes one of the rats.
So much for stealth.
I didn't think that was going to matter once I started firing guns.
What? I can't hear you over my freedom.
So, Kennedy,
No,
would
this
you
is
like
why nobody likes you, bloody Americans.
Whoa, you got a permit for that language? We're in England.
Oh, we might get censored if you keep that up.
Whatever.
to-
Whatever
I'm
you-
an Irish lass in London. Nobody's gonna like me anyways.
So what are you doing, Kennedy?
I'm. Are either of the rats who were shot still moving?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will move forward and shish kebab the rat that Killian shot.
Go for it. Make an attack. While you're doing that, Oliver, what are you going to be doing?
I'm be clawing the one that she's attacking unless she downs it, and I'll be clawing the other one.
I will hit with 3 successes.
I will be also shifting to Krinos to do so.
And
Sweet.
I will do 8 successes of damage.
Oh Lord.
With that, you slice up the rat, taking a big chunk of meat out of it and chopping off its tail. It is still up.
Spirit, and they have more than just 7 health levels. Got it.
Yes.
Let's
So-
see. Where's damage for this? Damage. Extra success is 3 because I actually got 4 because of 8 successes as well.
Sweet. So you totally hit. And was it 8 to hit or 8 damage?
It was 3 to hit, or
Okay.
4 to hit. 4 to hit.
8
Sorry.
damage.
8
Yeah,
damage.
8 damage.
And with that, you shred the rat, and it is gone. It dissipates. With that, the other two, because it is a spirit, the other 3 are, one of them is kind of hurt a little bit. The other one is looking down and it's chewing on flesh and pulls up as it rips up a piece of flesh from the dead butler and blood kind of pouring out its face and locks eyes on Candy. And they, 2 of them go for Candy, one of them goes for Oliver.
Okay.
You're all in melee range.
Yep.
I hope that dress works like a lion's mane and it just grabs a whole lot of nut.
I just got a zoology lesson from Brian.
That's right. I've been kicked out of many zoos.
And it bites you, Candy, for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Make yourself
free.
look big.
Feel free to soak that.
I will soak 3 of it.
And
I'm
the other
assuming
one misses. You manage to sidestep, and dealing with the bite from the first one, you sidestep out of the way of the second attack.
I'm assuming this is lethal.
Yes, you're correct. And with that, the other one takes a bite at Oliver and does strike Oliver for 4 points of damage. Go ahead
I
and
soak
that.
5.
So, awesome. And with that, what would the pack like to do?
I would like to drive my clave through the brain of the one that bit me,
Good choice.
Okay.
because that wasn't cool.
Ow! No.
Yep. First, I will attempt to combat heal. Because I will combat heal. Yay.
Yay.
And then, yes, I will clave. I will miss with the clave. Wow. I will miss.
No.
Goodness.
Yep. 6, 8, 1, 1.
Yep.
So, yeah, with that you miss. What would you like to do, Oliver?
I'm just going to go for another attack.
Aye.
1 success to hit. So nothing over. Are they dodging?
No.
Okay. Three ag.
Sweet. So it brings us to the ranged combatants. What are the two of you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot him again. Dang rat.
There's no. If I botch this, I'm not shooting a pack member, am I?
You could,
If you
but don't worry
botch
about it.
Yeah, probably, but
Yeah, but don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Ne-
they're not
ne-
silver. It's fine.
Never let the potential of a botch hurting your pack members stop you from doing something rad.
Irony, are you there?
I got 4 damage successes.
I almost actually botched that roll.
Uh,
I just missed.
To be fair, it is very unlikely to roll a botch with more than 5 dice. We've done it. Multiple of us have done it. Because even 1 success stops a botch from happening.
Well, I got 4 damage successes on the one I was shooting at.
So
one
yes,
of us
you
did something.
you strike. Killian being a little on the safe side, not wanting to hit his pack members, arrows on the side of caution and misses. So what did you get for damage?
My damage was 4. My to hit was 3.
Oh, okay.
Spirits, in fact, weren't dodging very often, so I assume they wouldn't.
Dang rat.
They strike and bite and claw.
Don't do it. We didn't
And
ask
bite.
for this.
And claw.
I mean, we kind of did.
So I'm gonna need soak rolls from Oliver and from Kennedy.
Who's getting the double up? Because there's 3 of them, right?
Yes. So one attacked Kennedy, one attacked Oliver. The last one is actually running towards Darren
Okay.
Got it.
because Darren shot it again.
Pong gas, let's go. Ow.
Oh,
I soak 6.
Okay, you're fine.
I soak 1.
You take 1. I didn't
Oh.
roll good for. I didn't roll that good for damage.
Well, I'm glad to know that they had as bad of a turn as we did.
So yes,
Did he hit me, Jonesy? Do I need to roll?
he spends this round getting up to you.
Oh, okay.
His little feet don't go as far as yours.
He's gonna be real sad when I punt him to the other side of the house.
So Killian and Darren, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna kick this one away from me, like across the house. And then I want to spend a rage point to shoot him when he's flying through the air.
Okay.
What?
I
Pull.
will shoot the post-kicked rat if it happens.
Here's the kick. The kick is good.
The kick is good.
So what did you get for the kick?
3 successes,
That's it. That's a kick. Yeah.
and that's 2 successes for the damage for bashing.
Punt.
Okay. Killian, you said you're gonna shoot said flying rat.
Yeah, I see the clay pigeon.
Pull.
Oh, no.
Fire away.
Ooh, -1 success.
But one of them was a 10, so it's not a botch. It's just a fail.
I hit the light bulb.
Your dice went 110, 13, 19. That's crazy.
This baby got a lot of kick. I ain't used to it.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not
fair.
super excited about roll 20's D10 rolls. They show up. They show up with a lot of 1s.
Yeah.
There's a 10% chance, my friend.
There is.
There's also a 10% chance of 10s, and we don't get those as often.
True.
So,
Fair.
Candy and Oliver, what would you like to do?
More clawing.
More stabbing. And
I-
combat hitting.
We're people of simple pleasures.
Fair.
5 successes to hit.
That's
Okay.
it.
I will heal, and sorry, it actually matters because it's enough for me to have the wound penalty or not.
3 whole ag on 11 dice.
Ow. I will successfully stab with 2 successes to hit and 5 successes for damage.
Nice.
5 successes for damage.
Yes.
With that, you tear into this rat. Cool. With that, you do hear the sound of what sounds like faint, muffled chanting beginning.
Oh boy.
I do have my rage action, if that matters.
And yeah, and that was the end of the round. Now rage actions.
Cool. I'm shooting the rat that I kicked through the air.
Well, bang.
1 success, but that's all I needed.
That is all you need to hit.
5 damage.
Nice.
And with that, that flying rat explodes into nothing. It mists and then vanishes.
I blow the smoke
So-
away from my gun like Clint Eastwood.
So,
So
and no
there's
one else.
rat.
There's 2 left.
Okay. I thought. All right.
Yes, Killian, Oliver dropped 1, and then Darren just shot the other one.
And we've been
Okay.
working on the next one.
Right.
So- There are 2 left.
All right.
There you go. They don't have rage actions.
No.
Holy smoke. Okay, it didn't budge, but. Yeah. It does strike Oliver. Go ahead and make me a soak roll.
Mhm.
So, while you're doing that,
5. My
ah,
my soak rolls are on point today.
yeah, they are. They
I
are.
also have 7 dice for soaking because my Metas Deformity gives me an extra.
With that, they've attacked you. One is trying to nip and bite at you, Candy, and misses. The other one, Oliver, again bites you, but doesn't seem to get into a weak spot where it can get passed into do any damage.
Psoriasis has some advantage.
So with that,
It's just biting you and dry skin's flying everywhere.
Basically,
God, you're gross.
yep.
that's the point.
With that, what was
I
the pack
enjoy-
like? What would the pack like to do?
Kennedy's going to cry out, Oliver and I have the rats. Go find out what the chanting is.
Mood.
I
That's
will go
real.
find the people doing cult.
But stop some colt. They're too young.
And then I'm going to stab a rat.
I'll make my rolls too as well.
Okay, so you 2 are attacking. So you guys making a roll. The other 2 of you rush into the house, luring to the sound of the chanting. I'm assuming, based on. And with that, you quickly throw yourselves up the stairs, 2, 3 at a time, until you make it to the 3rd floor of the house.
Can I reload
up.
on the way?
Yes, you can.
So, Jonesy, both
Mhm.
Oliver and I get 6 successes each.
Yep.
On our damage roll from the rat.
I will be moving over to basically after Aaron hits their target. If it's not down, I will do my attack on that one. If it is down, I'll just continue on the other one.
Between the 2 of you, you dispatch that rat into a fine mist. And the last rat, seeing his companions go, scurries off and
I'll
runs
spin
off.
the rage.
You can spin a rage to.
I'm gonna spin a rage to keep going. That's a fallen rat spirit.
Fair.
Okay.
I have personal interest even in this dream realm of punishing fallen rat spirits.
So, cool. Kennedy, are you going to assist him with that?
I'm not going to spend a rage, but I will. It's 1 rat spirit. Honestly, I'm more worried about.
Go with them. I'll deal with
them.
this.
I'm more worried about their ability to deal with cult. So
They'll probably be fine. But yeah, you can go deal with it. I should be fine with this spirit.
Yeah, so we're going to say you take your H action and you dispatch the spirit.
Got it.
Because I'm looking at time. And with that, you dispatch the last rat, and you quickly follow the other two upstairs. The two of you reach the top floor, and which is kind of got the slanted roof. It's the top floor of the house. Inside this room, you've passed what appears to be at the second floor the bodies of several well-to-do English citizens, or formerly well-to-do English citizens. And you hear the chittering of something like crawling through the walls, kind of like rats. As you get up to the main room, you see several candles laid out in a circular pattern with lots of strange sigils and body parts thrown around the room. Up on the walls are strange square patterned, looks like markings in a weird cuneiform kind of design. Standing above the body of body parts in the center of this summoning ritual space, you see what appears to be a Hamid Guru. Hamid Guru. I say Guru because you can actually see that it's wearing. It has taken off its shirt, and you can see a Guru glyph carved into it for Bonar. It itself seems to have been mutilated. Like there's like deep gashes and cuts all across its body, and it looks like it has taken rough hewn and sewn itself back together to finally close those wounds. It looks like it's almost like it went through some sort of thrasher and had been shredded almost to the point of death, and then sewed itself back together.
Darren, that's the bastard.
His eyes are glowing deep emerald green as you come to the top of the stairs.
Reach for the sky.
Yeah, I'm gonna point my gun at him and say, "Oi,
So,
stop what you're doing."
so you two come up the top of the stairs, and he's just kind of low.
I shoot him in the face.
Always shoot the villain while they're monologuing.
Right.
So, by all means, you two make me attack rolls. The other two of you come pounding up the steps right behind on the backs of following the steps of your allies.
Jonesy, since this is a 6-piece, am I able to fan the hammer?
Yes, with a rage action.
Okay, I'll do that.
Is it willpower you spend to get an automatic success? I don't want to look like
Yes.
a jackass. Okay,
I'll look like a jackass.
I'm gonna spend
She-
a willpower to get an automatic success.
Jonesy,
Mm-hmm.
does this person look like the reflection I caught in the window earlier?
It does, now that you mention it.
I heard you mention something about stitches in the face earlier, and I'm like, that sounded familiar.
Well, I got 6 successes for my damage.
How do
Ow.
I roll this fan? Do I just wait till my rage action comes up?
Yeah, I think you would shoot once and then shoot again when rage actions come around.
Okay.
Or you can actually split your dice pool and like roll, like if you have like normally 5 dice for your attack roll, you could have like shoot once with 3 and once with 2.
That would be for 2 targets though, rather than shooting one guy a whole bunch. I would
You
think.
can do once, twice as well.
You could, yeah.
So.
Same person twice, but
So yes, everyone in the attack, except for Oliver, make me a wits and enigmas check.
Oh boy.
If 6.
Div 6.
6.
I'm pretty sure I already put this Enigma's roll together.
So, and Darren, you said you hit for 6 points of damage, right?
I sure did.
I will get 3 successes on the wits and enigmas.
This person that you're looking at has a strong physical resemblance to Oliver.
Huh.
You would almost think family resemblance to Oliver.
Like generations back or something.
Weird.
With that, Darren, boom, unloads. Killian, you said you're gonna also.
Yes. Let me. Roll 20 is being weird. Sorry about that.
No worries.
There we go. So I got one success to hit the attack, and then I also got one for damage as well.
Okay, sweet. So with that, the creature leans forward, and as he's shooting me like jerks back as a result of the blast. And as he does, he kind of and starts saying something that you don't recognize in a language that's harsh and guttural to your ears. And as he does, green flame bursts around his claws.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's never a good thing.
And he pulls back
No.
with his arm and throws it at Darren.
I've seen enough Disney movies to know that green fire is evil.
Funny how that works.
And he does manage to hit you.
Eep.
I can't dodge, can I?
I need Mew to make me a soak roll. See,
For-
boom!
Is it for
Let's loose.
aggravated damage?
Yes, this is aggravated damage.
Yeah, I should have even asked.
So with that, that's what it does this round.
Well, I got 2 successes.
Okay, so you take 3 points of ag.
Oof. I'm Hoyt.
With that, they're gonna call that a round because Darren and Kennedy or Oliver and Kennedy were catching up because they
Yep.
dealt with batching that last rat. Top of the round, what would the pack like to do? And I'll let you go in whatever order you want.
I'm gonna spend a rage to shift to Krynos.
Do I get my
Oh,
second
so
rage attack now?
sorry. I do apologize. Yes, Killian, go.
Okay, let me just sneak that in there real quick.
Yeah, I skipped my rage action. I do apologize.
No,
You don't spend a lot of rage normally, so
no, it's usually panic.
It's true.
Okay.
For a Ragamush, that's fucking reasonable.
2
Yeah.
to hit, 3 to. 2 to hit, 3 for successes for damage.
So with that, and you fire off a blast of lightning. And as you do that, you finish it up. Rage attack. Rage actions. Top of the round.
I spend a rage to shift to Krynos. If that
Kill,
gives me anything else I can do, I'm gonna leap on him and maul him.
Killian, Oliver, Kennedy. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna jump in with a claw.
So I would also like to spend a rage to shift to Krynos, and I'd like to stab him.
I would like to not be seen anymore. Milky eye me.
So go ahead and make your test for Milky Eye. And yeah, Kennedy and Oliver jump on in.
Oh, that's miserable. Still 1 success for damage, or for 1 success to hit, but
1 success for Milky eye.
Sweet.
I'll get 5 successes for my damage with my clave.
I missed.
Do I get to attack too?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you spend the rage to shift, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I was just-
And Oliver, would you like a rage point?
Absolutely. I'll even spend it.
You said 5, right, Kennedy?
Yes. And that is with my clave, so if he's Garou, he doesn't get to soak it.
As you slash into him, it seems to be responding more like a spirit.
Okay, fair.
I got
Just-
3 with my claws for damage.
I wanted
And-
to remind you, but that's totally cool.
Sweet. So that's all of your actions. And Oliver, did we get yours, Oliver? I'm just making sure I'm not spacing.
He did.
On my regular man, yes, I missed.
His go.
My general
He-
action missed.
He sees you, Oliver,
Oh boy.
and freaks. Lets out this guttural, horrendous howl like creature, and launches himself claws first at you.
Got it.
Those claws are still on fire, by the way.
Yeah, I'll take my rage action to dodge.
Fair, very fair.
Very fair.
So give me a Dex and Athletics.
Can do. Is it diff 7? Is
Yes.
dodge or okay. 4.
Nice.
Bare minimum, it lowers his damage pool.
Yeah, and you actually manage to sidestep him as he launches himself at you.
Nope.
So you cast Nope at his direction, and he misses.
Yeetus deletus.
So with that, yeah, and now it's rage actions. For anyone taking a second action based on rage.
I think the only rage action was Oliver.
Was it Oliver?
Yeah, which I used to dodge because
Okay.
I didn't need this guy in my face.
No.
Top of the round, Oliver, and I'm gonna let you go first since you're standing right next to him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take a call. 3 successes to hit.
That's a hit.
6 successes for claw damage.
Nice.
Yeah, with that you swipe the hell out of him. He lets out another howl.
Yep.
Darren Kennedy, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna howl at the moon and maul him like a bear.
And so I'm gonna step behind him and using my pack as a distraction, try to stab him in the back.
Sweet.
Let's just office space him.
Just around the printer.
I will stab him for three successes to hit and 3 successes on my damage.
I got 5 successes with my claw for damage.
Hey Darren, do you want to try combat healing?
Oh,
I did.
I will.
Never mind.
Sweet. And is anyone spinning a rage this round?
I'm going to spend a rage so I can keep mauling him because he burned me pretty good.
Killian is gonna go ahead and grab the curtains from the window real quick.
I will not be.
I will not spend rage this turn.
Okay. Darren, want to spend your rage action?
Heck yeah. Darren's also filing in the back of his mind that Oliver's related to Jack the Ripper.
This how it be.
I got to get back into the family business.
6 more aggravated damage.
And with that, how do you dispatch this creature?
Yeah, so he's like all stitched together and stuff, right? So I kind of grab my claws down into the seams and I just start yanking until the stitches start popping and pieces start flying off of it. And I'm painting this room red with his innards.
You.
And as you start ripping him open and stuff, you end up actually shredding the chimera that you're in, and then as you're shredding him apart, the whole realm around you just kind of dissolves and rips apart at the seams.
And you're mauling the spirit guide.
And you're standing back in that circle, that's that clearing, with by yourself.
Mutilate the bodies, go up a level.
We're playing Munchkin Werewolf.
And
Yep.
For half a second, Darren, Oliver, as you look down at your hands, it looks like for half a second your hands look like they're stitched together.
Oh boy. This is wonderful.
I will pound on my chest a couple times and howl.
Excellent. I will join in the howl of celebration.
Yep.
So as you're standing in the clearing, you do notice that all the shiny bits that you threw out, the rocks and the spare change and stuff, all of it's gone.
That tracks.
Yep.
And off the distance, you can see the firelight for the campfire from where the spirit guide, the right master brought you in. with that, they're able to you make your way back to them, and they finish to complete the rite and bring you back into the physical realm, and that is where we're going to end it for this evening.
Woo.
We did go over by a few minutes, but I figured no one would mind too much for a couple minutes. So.
Yeah, no. It was a good session, guys.
Yeah.
So with that, we did learn a little bit about some of our characters' backstories and some of our characters' hidden bits and secrets and things that lie in the shadows.
And the flaws we all took on our character sheets.
Next week, we will return with a brand new episode of Warner Rage as we delve into something. Yeah, just something special. I will leave it at that.
That's not ominous.
Not at all.
Super ominous.
And tomorrow night, our team, some of our team will be back. Darren will be back, and this time he'll be in the role of the GM seat as he's running the new episode of Titan City Chronicles. This is the Murderer Bayside.
The Bayside Murders, yeah. We are also hunting a serial killer through a steam-filled street.
Sounds exciting.
Our detective noir, mutants and monster minds, monster mash, Amazon awesomeness. So,
It's a lot.
So with that, we do want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We do appreciate it. If you like what we do, again, I encourage you to give us a like on YouTube or follow on Twitch or however you see our stuff. We do appreciate it. It does definitely help our channel grow a little bit, and the more we grow, the more awesomeness we can bring you. So with that, unless there's anything else, everyone else, I will say thank everyone for tuning in and see you next week.
Bye. We love you.
Bye, everybody.